So, lads, it's happened. It's finally happened. It has happened. Like, it's happened while I was freaking moving hotels for a night. But I'm a few minutes late. I'll be like 15 minutes late to this video. But the Indiana Fever have mutually parted ways with Katie Lou Samuelson. Katie Lou Samuelson is no longer a member of the Fever. And if you guys are happy, subscribe. We're trying to hit 43 point... I was going to be 15k subscribers by the end of the day. If we can hit 43.2k subscribers celebrating this. And look, this is nothing on Katie Lou Samuelson as a person. This is purely on Katie Lou Samuelson as a basketball player. Was never worth that money. She's not worth that money. And the Indiana Fever have been screwed because of the money. Like, they were almost screwed. And I'm guessing they went to say it to her I'm guessing there was discussions about this in Unrivaled. And look, I will say, I'm not happy that Katie Lou Samuelson is I don't really think it's that it's the end of the world. Like, it happens all the time. Like, you can personally be like, you know what, oh, you liked Katie Lou. She was friends with Caitlin Clark. She was a good locker room person. Katie Lou Samuelson was bad last year. Straight up, she was bad, and she was not. She plays the same position as Sophie Cunningham. She plays the same position as Cunningham. She plays the same position as Lexie Hull, technically. And yeah, as far as I'm aware, I've been trying to find Annie Constable's Twitter. I'm trying to find it because I have her post notifications on and I just can't for some reason. Is she not verified on Twitter or something? Because for some reason I cannot find her tweeting out. But basically, she said that Katie Lou Samuelson is in talks with multiple teams. The Katie Lou is in talks with multiple teams. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Andy Constable. It was Alexa Philippou from ESPN. She's not a verified on Twitter. But sources tell ESPN conversations between Samuelson and Indiana regarding buyout terms have been happening over the past week. In that span, she's also been in discussion with 4 teams' potential next destinations. Samuelson will hit the wire for 5 days, then become a free agent. Which is obviously, look, that's a big thing. It's a big thing that she's going to find somewhere. It's a big thing she's not out of the league. And she got her money. Look, she's not everyone's a fit with every team. And you don't pick a team based on personalities. It was her first season back from pregnancy. She's currently in Miami playing in Unrivaled. Happy to hear she's already in discussions with other teams. Look, she is a WNBA player. Just her contract screwed her team. And she's getting paid the money. So for me, I'm like, I don't understand why people are like, I feel bad. It's bad for Katie Lou. I'm like, why? Because she doesn't get to play with the Fever specifically? When the Fever... She doesn't get to sit on the end of the bench with the Fever. And people are like, oh, they feel so bad. It's like, she would be sitting on the end of the bench playing 0 minutes a game. She's going to play with somebody else. And she's getting her money anyway. If anything, she's probably getting more money because of the buyout. She's getting more money. This means she can come back to the Fever under a smaller contract. Yes, she could. Like, she actually, in 10 days' time, she could come back to the Fever under a smaller contract. That is, there's precedent for that. She could do that. But, I don't know what this means for the salary cap. I actually don't know exactly how much of the salary she's cut because no one wanted to trade with us. They did buy her out. How will they affect the cap? I don't know exactly what it does to affect the cap. She's on the waiver for the next 5 days. Then she's a free agent. Need to know the cap hit. Because I wonder what... Yeah, I just don't know. Didn't think they could just waive her. They bought out the contract, frees up cap space. I don't know how much cap space it frees up, though. I don't know what way the buyout terms work when it comes to cap space. I don't think you can just buy someone out and it frees up their entirety of their cap space. So I don't know how much cap space it frees up. I don't think it frees up cap space to go out and sign another free agent for the same price as Katie Lou or 30k less than Katie Lou. I don't think it frees up that cap space. But it probably frees up enough cap space in order to fill their roster, which I think is going to happen. I think that's a near guarantee that we're going to see at least the roster filled. And... yeah, look, Katie Lou tried hard last year. I guess. But like, that's the only thing you can say about Katie Lou. She seemed like a nice person. Unfortunately, she was not very good at the sport of basketball, the sport she was being paid to play last season. And she averaged 4 points per game, played no defense, post-Olympic break. Between the first game post-Olympic break and the 15th game post-Olympic break, or 14th game, basically between the Seattle game and the Washington game, she did not make a field goal. She started like 5 of those games. She went on like a 12-game streak without making a field goal. Like, Katie Lou Samuelson was not good last year. She had an okay spell off the bench towards the middle of June to the start of July. She was pretty decent off the bench, but then when she became a starter again, she forgot how to shoot again. And this is someone who, again, is in the league, a lot of it based on what she was like at UConn. But at the same time, go make your money. Go make your money. I'll never complain about that. But like, this is a non-loss for the Fever. She is the 5th string at her own position. Or is 4th string, sorry. Do you consider her power? Sorry, she's probably the 4th string power forward. The 4th string small forward. She's not going to be in the rotation, and she was getting paid $180K. I reckon what this allows them to do is it just allows them to use one of their second round picks. Like, that's what I think probably is happening. But for Fever fans, rejoice, Katie Lou Samuelson is no longer on the team. And man, I was late to this by like 25 minutes. I was 25 minutes late. I can't believe it. Can't believe I was late to this. But yeah, I was late to this because, was moving hotels. But we got here. They let me check in early enough. And we got this video. And let me know what you guys think is going to happen to the Fever. What do you guys think? She's playing for a 6 team of 6 seasons. The firing Christy Side, trading Liz Smith, to be interesting to see. They're literally trying to get rid of every bad decision Lindon ever made. And the unfortunate thing is that they probably would have bought out Christy Wallace as well if that would have gotten them the cap space. Erica Wheeler still on the team. Unlikely unless she plays for a minimum, and she said she won't. She didn't want to take a pay cut, can't blame her. Why would she take a pay cut? She got the offer of the contract. Why would she take less money? And at the same time, people don't realize she could literally go back to the Fever. She could be bought out in 10 days. If nobody signs her, she could come back to the Fever. She's not going to do that. She's not going to play for the Fever. But it's a possibility as far as I'm aware. I think it's happened before. I don't think it's a common thing. I think it has in the WNBA happened that somebody got bought out, waited the 10 days and then signed. But you then also have the proof that there's no pre-agreement made and that it's apparently it's a really like long process to do. And look, Katie Lou's going to be playing with someone else. Teams that might suit Katie Lou Samuelson. Look, I just think the Lynx make everyone look good. So if you can get her for the minimum, she's already made her money. If you can get her for the minimum, if you're the Lynx, not a bad option. For the Mercury, not a bad option. Having her just as a shooter beside Alyssa Thomas, and she's got a bit of size. She can kind of play the 4, I guess. So, like, I think there are fits on good teams that Katie Lou could be good for, but not a max contract player on a freaky minimum. So anyway, I'll see you guys.